There once was a man named Gold Roger who was king of the pirates. He had fame, power, and wealth beyond your wildest dreams. Before they hung him from the gallows, these were the final words he said.
Our perspective is yours for the taking, but you'll have to join us first. We left everything we debated at the Yonkō Table.
Ever since, pirates from all over the world set sail for the Grand Line, searching for the Yonkō Table, the table that will make their dreams come true.
Yo, everyone. The Yonkō Table is back in session, and what a hot episode to come back into for Demon Slayer, episode 17 of season 2, or episode 10 of the Entertainment District arc. We got a lot to talk about today because this episode was, you guys are going to know my view already. 10 out of 10. There, I said it. Bam. Done. Roll credits for the Yonko episode. But with me, as always, is fellow Yonko, GrandMasterHoop, Grandmaster. This episode, I need to know.
Yeah, man. It's just great. It's just great experience watching.
Speechless.
Yeah. Had some speechless moments. Had some, some cheering moments. Like, yeah, that's right. Let's go. And then you're, over. Come on, do it. And then the episode leaves you with, wait.
What happened?
Yeah. So, very good episode. When you just watch it as an episode and don't think about the plot holes or little things that don't make sense, it's a great episode. It's just really fun to watch. So
it really is. Wait, was there like plot holes like you saw?
I mean, the classic, let me gloat to this fool instead of killing him.
Okay. Well, like I originally I thought, man, of course the main character is gonna be kept around alive a little bit, but then I thought, well, Gyutaro, the demon, he has a lot to relate to with Tanjiro because he takes care of his sister as well, and he kind of alluded to that. So I thought him gloating and knocking him around was kind of like him showing him up, saying like, you see, we are two sides of the same coin, but I'm the one on top, and I'm going to make your death very painful, very slow, and I'm going to mock you until your last breath. I thought it was poetic in a way.
So that's what I'm saying. When you watch it and just enjoy it for what it is, yes, there is that parallel that they have, He's like, oh, you have a sister too. Oh, but you couldn't protect her. She had to protect you. And now you're over here, and I'm going to show you just how weak you are and how you couldn't protect her. Because I protect my sister. Look at her over there. Maybe if you were both demons. And then he throws that prospect, which I think will come back into the play. How willing maybe some of these Kazukis, these moons, these upper ranks or whatever, offer that to like Hashira or whatever, because the other dude offered it to Rengoku.
Yes, he did. The number 3, which I wonder, is it only the upper ranks that offer or that can offer the prospect of being a demon, or have other demons done it before?
I don't know. All I know is I was talking to like Rose the Crafter, who's not here. That's okay. And
he's here in spirit. We feel his presence.
And I was talking about I don't remember her code name, but Casa's
oh my god, what was her code name? I forgot. Casa.
I don't. What is it?
It's something Casas. I don't.
But I don't know if they're the only ones who can offer, but Muzan is the only one who can turn. So
right.
Yeah, I was like, oh, hold up, let's make this very clear. They would have to bring them to Muzan, for him to turn them, and
which is interesting because like it makes you wonder. There has to have been at least 1 or 2 Hashira that they offered it to, and they said yes.
Yes,
like, there has to be.
Yes, we talked about that because it's just it's power. If you lust for power, well, a demon is a pretty powerful like thing. So it's like, given the opportunity, would you choose immortality, basically?
Right. It's basically what it is.
Right. Over, just a regular life as a human. So the notion to accept could be a heavy one. But of course, our boy turned that down real quick.
He did. Tanjiro hung in there. I mean, because I loved the first like 5 minutes or so, like 5-7 minutes of the episode where there's no music playing, right? Mm-hmm. It's just silence and the dialogue between Tanjiro and Gyutaro. I almost teared up a little bit. I don't know. I was sucked into this because we literally picked up where we left off last week. There's no one around. No Inosuke, no Zenitsu. Tengen is taking a nap on the side. And Tanjiro, we know Tanjiro can't take this guy on one-on-one. So to see the little acts of desperation that he does, I about lost it when Gyutaro like playfully snapped his fingers back.
Oh,
I'm like, oh God, leave him alone.
I was like, he got Deku fingers. No,
they're purple like Deku.
I was like, oh, he can't even grip his sword. He's gripping it with like these 3 fingers.
Which I don't know. I mean, the pain he has to be feeling.
Right. Yeah.
Like
you can. It's not sensible, but yes, I was feeling it too. Because then I should have known better. I was like, oh no, Tanjiro, don't tell me you're running away. I mean, granted, it's like, what do you do?
I mean, what else does he have? He has like no other choice.
Right. At this point, he's like, I just got to protect Nezuko. But I was like, no, Tanjiro, you're just going to die if you just run. And I felt like an idiot that I didn't see what was coming next.
There's always a plan. Always.
Yes. He's smart. He's growing. He's growing.
And it's great too because it's like whatever move he was gonna do, because the instant he ran away, he picked up the kunai knife. Mm-hmm. He feigned just that he was running away, and then he used the kunai knife to poison the demon and try to cut his head off. We knew this was not gonna Tanjiro was not gonna be strong enough to get that sword all the way through his neck. But it's the act of him even attempting it. I feel like that speaks volume for his character.
Yes.
There was no way he was going to win with this, but he, as the episode title card says, never give up.
Never give up. Right.
I thought it was beautiful. I don't know. That's just me.
No. When I saw the kunai in his leg, I was like, yes, Tanjiro. Yes. Good job. Because I didn't see it coming.
And he did it. And he threw that the little scent thing. I forgot what they called it. It was that little flowery thing to mask the scent of the poison.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It was among the things he was throwing, like the wood chips.
Yes,
and
like
rocks.
when you thought he was just throwing random things just to throw around. He's calculated. He's a couple of steps ahead. I'm like, good job, Tanjiro. Good job. But yes, of course, he's. It makes sense that still he would not be able to cut off this dude's head. He's beaten. He just got more fingers broken. But everybody has to not give up because the girl's head's back on too.
It was back on, which, oh my God, I hate it because it took away from Inosuke's moment just briefly, but I was like, damn. So the head's back on. That badassery with Inosuke from last week, it ultimately did not mean anything in the grand scheme of things, right? Because she's still alive. But it was still a cool scene nonetheless.
Yes, very cool scene. And then again, so now we have a ray of hope. He's cutting through. He's getting through more than he's done in the last attempt. And then what? He's pulling the kunai out. He's pulling the kunai out.
Right.
And then Daki's about to hit him with the sash.
Right.
And then we see a lightning strike in Zenitsu. And I think this string of scenes was just so good.
It was back to back. Like it didn't stop.
Yeah, it didn't stop. It didn't stop. It did not stop. And I was just like, yes, come on. You can't drag this out anymore.
I will say one scene that was very hard to watch was like right before that, because they did show Zenitsu right before this. Struggling, like, but almost like, I mean, Gyutaro put it best. He was struggling like a bug, you know, like just reactionary movements underneath that rubble.
Yeah.
But of course, let's pause on that real quick because we got a crafty Rose in the house. Supernova Rose the crafter. You're here for Demon Slayer, and I can sense your excitement.
It's been a while, fellas. And I had to return and see what's going on with the sound Hashira. So good to be back.
It's great to have you back. The only parts we've covered so far are just the beginning with Gyutaro mocking Tanjiro about his weakness and him not being able to protect his sister, the snapping of the fingers, but then, of course, Zenitsu comes in. And this is where Grandmaster was saying it's just nonstop after this. It is boom, 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 one after the other.
And nothing like Tanjiro and Nezuko's relationship to serve as the ultimate plot armor in this series.
We were saying there's the parallel with Gyutaro and Daki with brother and sister. Yes, that
100%. 100%, yeah. I joke, but you know.
It drove it. I think that was the last thing he needed to hear in order for him to, you know, get on his feet and make something happen. Saying, don't you ever call me weak for protecting my sister, you know?
Right.
But yeah.
Well, one thing I liked was how he led into that in his counterattack with Gyutaro, because he headbutted him.
Yes.
And this headbutt has been like symbolic throughout the entire series. This dude's got a hard head. And I swear to God, I thought they were going to do something, because he headbutts Gyutaro and Gyutaro's like, oh, what's that? A little headbutt. And he starts getting like woozy and daisy, right? And I'm like, are they seriously going to make it like that headbutt is like the ultimate technique? Like in Tanjiro's case, I literally thought that, because homie was struggling. He was swaying. I'm like, dude, they're not doing this, are they? Well, good. Tanjiro's like lineage has like a secret art of headbutting, where the headbutt is like.
Yeah. So did you see the extra scene, the little scenes they do at the end after?
At the end, I did.
Apparently, there's some technique connected to his mother or something. So
the headbutt.
Headbutt.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I had to listen. You don't end the episode the way you did and go into that little comedic bit. I stopped that comedic bit. I was
they
like,
give you information though. They give you little tidbits.
I was like,
it's
you're not
crucial.
You are not gonna. You're not gonna end the scene.
Did you know her mother? Did you know his mother headbutted a boar?
No, I did not.
You did not know that.
I did
and
not.
Did you know
that.
in the comedy bit, the boar was represented by Inosuke?
I mean, I could assume they would probably do some funny bit like that, but I wanted to just end it how it did, with a giant question mark, not laughing at any kind of extra information. So
it was it was heavy.
It was heavy.
That ending was heavy. And for some reason, it felt like I didn't expect it to end quite yet, even though it makes sense to end like that. I just didn't expect it to transition into, it was a soft transition into the credits.
Yes, it was.
It's very grim. It's very grim.
Because you don't know what happened. I mean, we can just talk about the ending and then, just double our way back. But like, essentially, we don't know who survived. Well, we know the main character survived. The plot armor is strong with Tanjiro, but we don't know if Tengen survived, because it might be a Rengoku scenario. Like he's missing an eye, he's missing his hand. Very similar to another Hashira that bit the dust not too long ago. Well, I think Rengoku didn't lose his hand. But he
Nah,
lost his
didn't.
eye.
Yeah.
I remember he lost his eye. He got it punched
He
in.
had a hand through him, but
He did. Exactly. I mean, what do you guys think about Tengen? Like, he came in and did work. I'll give him this. For a guy that lost his hand in this episode, he did his job. I got more insight into why he's called the Sound Hashira. I wish I had a little bit more of that throughout his entire fight before this episode. But now it kind of made sense a little bit. Like, oh, sound. There's the sound part. What did you guys think?
I love the sound bit because we prior to this episode, all we thought he was making sounds, making noises. Maybe he can hear the swings of the blades, which is kind of incorporated in this technique, but it's music based, which I thought was really cool. It's rhythmic bass. He is counting out a rhythm, and he called it like what, an orchestra,
score.
Like
He called it a score.
Score.
And actually, that kind of plays into the flashiness. A flashy character has a score playing in the back of their head at all times to fit whatever scene. So I thought that was really cool. But also, when he showed up, I was like, thank freaking goodness.
Yes.
I was like, yes, please come do some work. Please finish this.
You have the scene right there. I see it right there.
Yeah, it's right there. Oh, I was so happy.
Oh man, like he was changing his style on the fly because that's a dual wielding weapon. You need two hands for that.
You need to.
He's putting it in his mouth. He's like spinning the chain around his neck and his nub. It's wild. I thought it was great. And so with the sound bit, like, wasn't he was bending his attacks around like music? Was that
he was predicting what attacks coming based on him the sound.
Okay.
To my knowledge, it felt like he kind of made to me, it seemed like he kind of made a score of the sound and the attacks that were coming from upper six, the attacks that were coming, and turning it into some, like GrandMasterHoop says, like a rhythm or a sound or a musical score to know what's about to happen. So I mean, he even kind of jokes, kind of flashily, or however you want to say it, says like, I know what you're about to do now. I figured you out. So he could predict his movements in a sense.
Right. Okay. No, yeah, then that definitely makes a lot more sense.
Because that's how.
Which, if you think about it, it makes sense. Don't mean to cut you off. If you think about it, it does make sense because sound travels. You could also say that like he's catching the sound like a lot quicker than it would normally come. That's how he's able to tell what's going on. He can lock in on the sound way ahead of sound traveling, which I guess physics and stuff could be tricky, but still cool nonetheless.
Well, it's like this, if you're going based off of visual, visually you can switch it up at everything, but that doesn't tell you. I don't think you can predict based off of the visual because there's no visual cue that lets you know what's about to come next, or at least he didn't find any. With the sound and the rhythm, I think Gyutaro naturally had a pattern of movements that he didn't even recognize, to where that's what he picked up on. He's like, now I know your circadian rhythm.
Oh, circadian rhythm, yeah.
Right. He's like, I got you, because you are not even aware of your own rhythm. So
okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. Which is why when he told Tanjiro to like jump or whatever, he told him
he
run.
knew
he told him to run.
What was gonna
jump. No, you talking about earlier jump when he.
No, I mean when Tanjiro was coming down to finish the swing.
Right.
He knew when to tell him to attack.
Jump.
Because
you're right.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay. No,
that
makes a lot more sense.
The other times, he would kick him out the way because I think he was picking it up, but he didn't have it down pat.
So maybe that's why we didn't see it before in the previous episodes. It was something that, as you progress in a fight with someone, repeatedly. In this case, Tengen's with Gyutaro. I guess that's the point where he started to learn the rhythmic pattern. He's able to see those movements, or at least predict them to a certain degree. And yeah, we see it when he tells Tanjiro to jump, which I thought I like how all the characters are almost on death's door. Like I feel that adds a lot more to the scene. Tanjiro's got 2 snap fingers. Like I would be done. I'd be done at that point.
Don't ask me to pick up a sword. Like how?
I was gonna pick up anything.
Yeah.
His other hand is busted too. So
yeah, it's like taped to the sword for like grip. What? He's got the 2 snap fingers. Actually, did you guys notice he got one of those like sickles right through his jaw? You notice that?
Yeah. Are you kidding?
Yeah, straight up.
Again, this episode did a bunch of like bait and switches. It's like, oh yes, they're cutting through. Oh shit! Wait a minute.
Like, oh man, because I thought he lost his tongue in that, but then they, if you look closely, like you see his tongue still intact. I'm like, oh, okay.
Jeez, you imagine the pain?
It's excruciating. I imagine the adrenaline is doing most of the work for them at this point. But I mean, everyone's Zenitsu's coming in. What's his move called? The thunder clap.
First form. He
thunder
did
clap and flash. Yeah, first form.
He did. The 2 of them, right?
He did 2 of them. He did one to get out of the rubble, and then the one to try and cut Daki's head. You saw his leg. That leg looks shattered. Like
it was a god level one though. He can only use the god level one twice. What's the name of it?
Right.
The god.
That's the one he went to go for the haircut.
Right. And we have I thought Inosuke was out. Apparently not. He can move. Did he ever say before he could move his organs? I feel like he said it once before.
He did. We had a discussion off camera before with a fellow Supernova.
No, you can say it. It was Apex who had no idea he could do this, and we had to point it out to him. Because that scene when he dug in the hole to get the wine.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So, he mentions it.
It makes sense. I mean, it makes sense in their world.
And yes, of course.
It's been mentioned before. It didn't just randomly pop up.
Okay. I when I saw the scene, like I know I've heard him say it to some degree before, but I couldn't remember if it was this season or the previous season, or it wasn't too far-fetched to hear from Inosuke saying, I can move my organs around and stop the flow of the poison. I'm like, okay, yeah, I believe it. I totally believe it.
Again,
that's more expected than Tanjiro going Super Saiyan for a second and having the curse mark.
Oh my
go
god!
Across his face.
The lit up hair.
Do we want to talk about it? The Super Saiyan form. We don't got a name for it, so right now we're gonna call it Super Saiyan.
Some people think it's none at all. Nowhere
it's nothing. It's just a visual. That is what this show is about.
You're kidding.
It is a visual. There is no power. There's no power system.
There's no power up. Are you serious?
No, they're like a chakra, like a hockey, like anything. There is, or like key energy. There ain't none of that. It is a visual representation of his determination. That is all it is.
There's no way.
Yes.
There's no way.
Okay. No, I do get what you're saying about there's no like for example, like the powers, right? There's no actual fire or water coming out of the blades whenever they're doing these techniques.
Right.
But Tanjiro's getting stronger though. Like he's getting like it can't just be determination. It can't be determination.
He's angry too. He's angry. He's determined. Because we didn't mention this. Nezuko told him to stop apologizing, or as Apex likes to say, stop being a little bitch and get your ass in there.
That sounds like Apex.
And you cut that demon's head off. So he was driven. That's all it is. And that's all I hope it is, because I don't like the they're like what's the word? A deus ex machina. I keep using that term, like as of late. It is a random reason for something to happen. Why now? If this is a power, why now?
It could just be inspired. You're right. It could be a visual, interpretation. But I don't know. His whole face covered up in red.
I know it is. Look at that bad boy. Just look at him. Homie's angry.
I see it. I just don't know if I believe it.
I mean, what? Like the only visual representation is what the curse mark spreading, and his hair turns a little bit brighter red, right? Like more bright. Did it? It like spiked up a little bit?
It kind of like floated up just a little bit, and Super Saiyan, and kind of got a little golden for a second, and then went away.
I mean, that's a golden aura right here.
Yes, it looks like that fake Super Saiyan from the Lord Slug movie.
Ew.
Oh,
Right.
don't do
The
that.
false Super Saiyan. Don't do that to Tanjiro. Don't do that.
I'm just saying the visual of it, but
I guess aesthetically, yes, it does.
Yeah, I took
It
it
was
as
beautiful,
look
though.
like
it was
did.
beautiful. This episode was beautiful.
It was beautiful. A masterpiece.
I was speechless the entire way. I mean, do you guys think it was worth the wait? Like whatever gripes you had in the beginning of the first part of this arc? Because
Yes.
I know some people who will not be mentioned on the pod have been saying, "Oh, it's so slow. They're just talking in the beginning."
No, drop them names. Who
Toasty,
said that?
Supernova Toasty.
Oh,
All he wants is boom, boom, clash, pew, pew,
Oh,
action.
you gotta work your way up.
You gotta work your way up. That's right. But I mean, like, did you guys think the payoff was worth it? Like because this is 10 episodes in. We only have one more episode after this one. What did you guys think overall of like I guess just the build up to this point, and since next week is the last episode, like, have you guys enjoyed the ride so far? Like overall?
I mean, yes, for sure. I mean, I think when they hit the action was nonstop. There were no breaks once they hit the action. I don't think it was that slow of a build up. My only thing is that I guess this is with any show that it becomes a pattern of, you have, let's establish the setting, let's just establish the main players, and, then let's get to the action.
Right.
And I mean, for what? He's upper six. They're both upper six together, right?
Wait, who?
Daki and Gyutaro. They're upper six together. Or is he the upper six?
They haven't
good
really
question, actually.
established. Yeah. They haven't
she was bragging about being upper six.
She was.
But
she
then
was.
as we saw, Tanjiro almost beat her
right
without him. So
and Zenitsu and Inosuke beat her, and they're not even Hashira. So I don't know. Like they haven't really. I feel like we'll get those answers next week.
Yeah. I agree. We'll probably know next week their backstory.
Right.
So
I posed that question because in the future, I imagine it'll follow the same formula, but it's like, this was rough. This was tough. They had a hard time here. Like, will they match the action in the future? Like, how's it gonna look? How's it gonna look as far as, or is it always gonna be kind of they get their ass beat in the early stages and then they come out on top? But this one was tough. A dude lost his hand. One was trapped under the building, one got stabbed, one got fingers broken. Like, what? I don't know what to expect next.
And that was 6.
That was a 6,
that
right?
was a 6.
Upper 6.
It makes you wonder, like, what's the gap of power between each number? Like, is it just like number 5 is like, just a little bit stronger than number 6, or is it like this giant canyon in between each singular figure? Because we had number 3 with Rengoku. He was having a fun time with Rengoku for the most part. He was laughing the entire way, and then
I think he has a big gap. I think he has a big gap between 6. I think 3 and 6 has a big gap. power.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I mean, like from like
But the
number to
in-betweens,
number. Yeah, like from 6 to 5. Is it just like a pretty big gap, kind of small increments? I'd imagine yes, from 6 to 3. 3 better be way stronger than 6.
You would hope, right?
I would hope so.
I imagine more Hashira get involved in the picture at this point.
Well,
right.
And that's
as far as like more than one fighting at a time.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we said
These
last
upper
week.
ranks, yeah.
We said, why aren't they sending more Hashira out?
You would like. I feel like 2 Hashira could have taken out
get the
a
job
number
done.
6.
Yeah, they can get the
I feel
job
like
done.
they could have.
Right. Unless they're spread thin, because we don't really know the scope of, the missions they have to go on.
Yeah, we don't know what they're doing right now.
Right. But yeah, it's like, come on, 2 of them could probably.
Unless the power gap between them are that significant too.
Because there's
Hashira.
Yeah, you have the gaps with the Hashira. Like,
it's possible.
would Rengoku get his arm cut off in this fight?
That's tough. I really have no idea. Would Rengoku get a hole in his chest? Or
would
no, he fought the number 3 pretty.
He fought him, yeah.
He did. He was gonna win. He was going to win. But
Right.
that dude had to run away,
Right. Honestly, I don't know. I really don't know if Rengoku, because that's the thing. Like, have they even established that Rengoku was like? Because I don't think I could be wrong, but they haven't really established like what's the if there's like a tier system with the Hashira.
Yeah.
Like, this Hashira is clearly way stronger than this one, and so on and so on. I think, at least for now, they've established they're all kind of like on the same level until we see them in
They
action.
haven't established a tier, but when Rengoku passed, some of the Hashira's reactions were Rengoku, as if he was a lot stronger than them skill-wise. So it hasn't been officially established, but I think it's been some slight mentions here and there of like where people might stand, but it's very limited to only the 2. I mean, technically we've seen more, but only the 2 like main Hashira we've seen like battle some upper ranks. And we don't know where Tengen stands. Technically, no clue.
I guess we'll know next week, because I'm sensing death vibes for him, and
no death vibes. No.
How else? So what? Gyutaro's body explodes, and it leaves on a cliffhanger where it's ground zero, basically, in that city. You're telling me whatever Tengen had to do to make sure Tanjiro has his plot armor intact did not come at the cost of his life?
They're all alive.
All alive. So
alive.
just Tengen just threw himself on Tanjiro and said, "Don't worry, babe. I'll shield you."
And the rest figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
I mean, Nezuko could wake back up. Who knows? She's done it before.
She's done it before. She's done so much more.
She's done a lot, actually.
The wise
severed her body a lot. She's detached, retached.
That is true. She could have done something.
Actually, now that you mentioned that, what if she could reattach body parts using blood like she did?
Who?
Remember how they went for her head?
Nezuko.
And her blood kept her head intact?
Yeah.
Maybe she can reattach limbs.
Oh,
she can probably use her demon art.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just,
I didn't think of that.
Maybe that's her blood art, not just the explosive bit. Maybe it's just kind of blood manipulation.
Oh, yeah. Like blood bending.
Like blood bending, yeah.
Like blood bending. Okay. I could buy into that.
I'm not getting death vibes. I don't like
he lost an eye and an arm.
He's lost enough. And now they're gonna be like, we can't just send 1 Hashira and 3 novices on these missions anymore. We need to send out everybody.
Originally they
they
weren't even
gonna
know
what's going on.
The what?
You're about to say it. Go ahead and finish. You're about to say
three,
it.
Originally, those 3 novices, they weren't even part of the plan.
True.
Tengen went in to get just some random people to pose as the I forgot what the term is in
Concubines. That's what they're supposed to.
concubines. Right. He just went to get concubines.
Whores.
He just went to get concubines, and I mean
terrible. But yeah, essentially.
And I'm like, what's going on? Like, you were just gonna go in 1v1 the whoever was gonna be an upper six in this fight?
I don't know. Well, apparently. Well, maybe. I mean, he did expect just one. I think we all expected just one.
Well, also too, they didn't know it was gonna be an upper six. They just knew
that
there
is
was some
true.
strange
Right.
activity, and maybe that's the gamble of the series. Now that I mention it, that it's not like
You
these
just never
upper.
know.
Yeah, you don't know. These upper levels are not just kind of out and about like that. They are calculated. They come out when they want, or they come out like the number 3 did to.
I mean,
wreak some
season
more
1,
havoc.
they didn't know Rui was upper in there. They just knew something was going on in the forest, right?
Right.
Right.
I think
They
so.
didn't know how strong he was. They didn't know where he was blinking at. They just knew what was going on in the forest.
Right. No, for sure.
I don't know. If you got a suspicion, send at least 2.
Yeah, I agree. At this point, especially at this point, especially after Mugen Train.
Yeah, after Mugen Train and after this, send 2.
Because that's the thing too. Like, they haven't established yet in the series, like, how often do Hashira like bite the big one, right? Because Daki's over
fairly
here.
Often.
Apparently so, because Daki's over here saying, "Oh, I've killed like what 12 or 17."
12. No, she said
12.
12. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
How often
That's a
are
lot.
those in between each other?
Well, that's the thing. She's been a demon. I think she said for like 100 years.
Oh yeah, a while. Yeah.
Right. So it's like, yeah. Is it like what 100 divided by 12 is almost like 8 to 9 years, give or take.
There's that
So
math. I like it.
Yeah. They're a great education. So yeah, is it?
I don't know
is it-
how. Give or take. Give or take.
Every 10 years she killed a Hashira? Yeah, like we don't know. But yeah,
Okay.
they haven't adjusted. They're
You
still
would think-
sending one.
Like, oh my god, I don't know. They need to start. Rose is right. They have to start sending them in packs of 3. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of the Hashira going into these fights and getting maimed, coming out less of a person than they were before they came in. Like, it's wild. It's wild.
It's good. It's so good to watch.
It is good. It is good.
I thought somebody was gonna jump in this episode.
Yeah, where's MF Casas?
MF Casas.
Oh,
I thought she
no,
had
I'm in a
something to say.
Hashira. I was not talking about a
Oh,
Supernova. I was talking about a Hashira.
Oh,
You have
sorry.
something personal you need to handle. You should handle that outside of this.
No, I thought she was gonna come in. I thought she had something to say that she.
No,
wanted us
MF
to-
Costas loves the show. She has a lot to say, but she needs to say it on here and not outside of here. So we'll
That is true.
continue
That's
to.
true. She's
Fair
got another week. She's got one more week to come on and give her peace.
But yeah, maybe a Hashira came and saved them from that blow, because it was the sickles or the blood art. He was just going wild.
Yeah,
that was
blood
the
art.
explosion. So technically,
Right.
you could deflect those. So,
Right.
but nobody's in the right state to be deflected. None of the people in this fight. Should be
Tanjiro
deflected.
can't
Like
even
asleep.
breathe.
Some people are asleep the whole time.
Some people
are asleep the whole time.
right.
We have to explore that.
Is he
Right.
gonna
Slumber.
remember this when he wakes up?
Oh my god.
Who was it? Apex? I think Apex brought it up. He's like, how long is this sleeping act gonna keep going? You know, because it's gonna get old after a while.
It's already old for an episode or for an arc that's pretty epic and fight. That is the dumbest gimmick of them all, to where it takes away from the seriousness. He's asleep. And I'm glad you don't have the demon being like, I can't believe it. He's asleep and he's killing me. Like, you know?
They make it a point.
right. They don't point it out. So I'm glad.
I mean, okay. I think we're slowly progressing to him being awake in these fights. Because before, he would just go to sleep and then do his do his like 1/ dance thing. Now he's having full-on conversations.
It's a state now at this point. It's a state. It's not he's not asleep. He's in a different state.
Right. It's a new state of mind, a new perspective. I mean, I think he was even thinking to himself in his sleep, because when his leg was destroyed, he wasn't talking out loud about it. He was thinking to himself. Oh my God. Yeah, Rose is right. It's a state of mind he's in.
He's like, I gotta act now. I'm like, your eyes have been closed the whole time.
Open them.
How do you know you're acting for Tanjiro right now?
How do you know what the hell's going
Tanjiro?
on? How do you see the demon?
He senses it.
He senses it. He's so fast and quick. He just goes towards the loudest sound, the loudest demonic sound.
Absolutely. I'll take it, I guess, at this point, because it was still cool and it was still nice.
It was still cool.
It was amazing.
Any bit of silliness is made up with top tier animation. So
Easily. I mean, I'm starting to remember the name of this animation studio, UFO Table.
UFO Table, right?
They're great. To me, they're up there with like Madhouse, Toho. For those of you that don't know, like Madhouse, they did like the first they did like the 2011 remake of Hunter x Hunter and the first season of One Punch Man and a bunch of other stuff. But those are the main ones I remember. And
they're credible, yeah.
Right. And Toho, they do a lot of stuff, but I know them mostly for My Hero Academia.
Which is pretty good.
Pretty up there.
Yeah.
Pretty up there. So UFO Table, I'm loving them. I think that's about everything. I mean, this episode was great. I think I don't know how many more times we can say that. I thought it was phenomenal. 10 out of 10, peak shonen. I love the episode.
A fight that will be rewatched for years to come.
Yes, I know after this pod, I'm probably gonna watch that fight again.
I'm not really watching many other animes currently, but this might go down top anime fight of 2022.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's February. We still got time.
We do, but hey, that
was a high bar.
It was. No, I totally agree. Any like final thoughts on like, where we're gonna end up next week? I'm only asking this because we got one more episode. We don't know how much longer we're gonna have to talk about Demon Slayer after next week. So I mean, like, any idea maybe who came in at the last second to save Tengen and Tanjiro, how they survived Ground Zero explosion, anything?
I need everyone alive. That's it.
You think everyone just comes out unscathed? Okay.
Nobody's came this far, so Nezuko. I thought somebody was gonna come last week. I thought somebody was gonna come this episode, but nobody came. So Nezuko's gonna wake up.
Oh, you think she woke up in this like explosion bit?
She should. The whole city's destroyed. The box has been tossed around for a long time. It's about time to get up.
That box is very comfortable. I don't know.
And sturdy too. Jesus.
Very sturdy. Yeah, I thought that thing would be in pieces by now.
After he got kicked with the box on his back.
Yes.
You think the impact?
He's going through walls.
Right.
Oh no, the door just opened. The little flap opened and she spilled out. Okay. You could come out of this with broken bones, but the wood stays
There's
intact.
scenes of him sliding when he was trying to get that kunai or that or whatever. He's sliding with the box on his back. His straps are still on. His straps not coming loose. The box not.
It's got a lot of wear and tear.
It's got a lot of wear and tear.
Yeah.
I don't even know how Tanjiro's moving in that thing. I think what was it? Grandmaster pointed out last week. Like, how are your shoulders? Able to move with that thing on?
How does that thing not restrain your swings, man? I don't know.
He's adapted.
Adapted,
which is what I have to take it for. Because like I said this earlier, just take the show for what it is. Don't
ask questions.
You've questioned plenty of animals.
You're right. I do, but the visuals of this show make me forget about the unrealistic aspects So, which is okay. That's okay.
That's perfectly fine. I guess we'll wait and see. Next week's the last episode. We're gonna round things off. I'm telling you, Tengen has to be dead, but I don't know. I don't know. They were right next to that body that exploded from Gyutaro, and that thing leveled the entire city. So I don't know.
It did. And is his wives okay?
I don't give a damn. They haven't helped.
The first one
They
helped.
sat on top
One
of
of
that
them
building
helped.
the whole time. They sat on
Right.
top of that building the whole time. I
They
thought that
wa-
building was leveled. I was
they
like, the whole
watched
city's
them-
level, but this one building is here.
And they watched them decapitate them. So that means they're in proximity enough to, hey, throw another kunai.
Oh, they can't help at this point.
Load up that cannon, the cannon that was really useful a couple episodes ago, the kunai cannon. But
It helped.
it
No,
did
it
help
helped,
in
but-
that
Help.
one scene.
You mean to tell me they only brought one?
Yes, that thing's heavy.
Well, listen,
It is pretty heavy.
if the mission
I imagine.
assignment is vague enough for you to decide you need to bring one kunai cannon, you better bring two more.
One for each wife. You're right. You're right. Just whip that bad boy out and just Gatling gun it. Okay.
But hey,
Okay.
I digress.
Fair enough. Fair
We'll
enough.
find out.
We'll find out next week on the finale of the Entertainment District arc, and I think likely the finale of season 2. Like it has to be the finale of season 2. Maybe we'll get a couple more episodes, just winding down things after that, but likely next week is the final bit. So we'll wait and see on that front, but that's all that we have to say here on the Yonkō Table for Demon Slayer Entertainment District Arc episode 10 or episode 17 of season 2. Let us know what you all think in the comments below, wherever you're listening to us on. We're on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify. We're on everything. Instagram, you name it, we got it. Give us a listen, share us around, and let us know your thoughts. Did you like this episode? Yes, you did. Don't lie about it. You did like this episode. Fantastic. But with that, everyone, I'm your Yonko host, DrJaceAttorney, fellow Yonko GrandMasterHoop, and fellow Supernova Rose the Crafter. Signing off, everyone. Take care.